I have a fever.
All right, I'm putting the tweet
I
out
was
too.
bit by some animal in the dark yesterday, and I have not stopped sweating since.
At least it's after the full moon.
What are you doing in the dark? It gets dark at like 10 now.
Yeah, I know.
Not in Arizona.
Looking-
They're our normal time.
Yeah, I was looking for frogs.
What time is it there now? Tyler's 3 hours behind us now. This is wow. New world.
What?
Yeah, Arizona. It really like when I went there last October. It really freaked me out that they were like still 2 hours behind.
Yeah, they don't do daylight saving.
Yeah, us in Hawaii.
They don't believe in it
Pieces of paradise.
it's because nothing grows in the ground, so farmers don't live there.
Right.
I don't think that.
The only good thing we have out here is the Thing. Did you get to visit the Thing when you were in Tucson, Bran?
I did
Did you
not get to visit the Thing.
Did you
Mostly
see
due.
billboards?
I did see billboards for the Thing, but I did not get to visit the Thing.
I need to because it is an alien body. They have an alien body. It's like this is Arizona's Buc-ee's. It's like it's a big gas station that has a museum in it that has an alien body in it. So I'm gonna go visit at some point.
Oh yeah,
I feel like a lot of that. And if you go to the bathroom at a lot of gas stations, you'll find an alien body there. It's not gonna look like that though. It's just gonna be like that's a weird thing.
Does anyone here like Imagine Dragons?
I like to Imagine Dragons.
Can you imagine dragging these nuts across your
Is that the intro to the show?
No.
I can imagine 2 dragons. These nuts, no.
Sean.
When I make the infinitive, it kind of throws it off.
The screen cap that I chose for the tweet, Sean looks delighted at, and everyone looks pissed off.
That's the ideal way to go about this.
I figured we'd probably just kind of stay here and wait until we got 2 viewers in the chat or something like that. Make sure the Discord bot fires and stuff. Has it gone off?
Yeah, it did go off it immediately. Both it and the Twitch was like, "Hey, did you know that Radish is live?" And I'm like, hey, "Brother, I'm on it."
You best start believing in podcasts, Miss Swan. You're in one.
Can we wait for just one viewer in the chat because Brand's our usual other one, and I think that counts.
Yeah, if Brand's here, who's watching the chat?
Exactly.
What if I just join? Anyways,
Please do. We need that metrics boost.
Make sure to keep the audio on.
I think the other
audio
viewer is
average went
Tyler.
up
So
50%. 50% in the last second here.
ooh, I love that. I love that background. That Pokemon.
Pokemans.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Is it cool if we ask you some Zelda questions?
You asked me.
Like, who is Zelda?
Yeah. Ask away.
Okay. I don't want to spoil it now, but we are going to ask about
No. Yeah. Oh, please do.
Okay.
I'm nearly done with Twilight Princess already.
it. Hot dog.
How many times have you played Twilight Princess, though?
Honestly, probably not. Like, I know I played it a few times on Wii,
Mhm.
and then I played it once on the Wii U 7 years ago, and so now I'm playing that again.
Just the fourth time. Give
So
or
maybe
take.
like the 4th, 5th time, maybe a little bit more than that.
Those are rookie numbers. You call yourself a Zelda influencer? You gotta pump those numbers up.
Yeah, I gotta get on what's his face, Peanut Butter Gamer. I don't know. He's a Zelda freak. I always see him in my suggestions.
Speaking of
He's a
Zelda
real-
freaks, have you heard about that guy Link? He's always trying to get at her. He's a Zelda freak more than anyone.
It's a
Number
much
one
more
Zelda.
insidious game if Link is just trying to get after Zelda. Just
Yeah.
what a hottie! Get over here.
The risks one is willing to go through.
Link
That
is
Zelda
the It
broad.
Follows monster.
He doesn't talk.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't.
No.
What if he
just
talked
goes,
and he had Toad's voice?
That's how I hear him.
Yeah. See, Zelda's an acts of service That's how she likes her love. So Link has to.
She's not at words of affirmation.
What if she were?
She's not.
Maybe that's why there are so many games.
Yeah, if she were a words of affirmation person, then Link would really be shit out of luck.
Yeah.
I wonder if Gilbert Gottfried got to do some lines for Link before he died for the new Tears of the Kingdom.
Anything is possible. The game's been in development for like 10 million years, so
Yeah, Ray Liotta could have done some lines.
Ray Liotta, Gilbert Gottfried, and Kirstie Alley, and Nintendo's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom coming this month? Coming this May.
Coming May 12th.
Hey.
And Anne Heche and Leslie Jordan. Oh, man, if Leslie Jordan were in Zelda. Lost opportunity.
He was so good in Naked Gun. Want to go ahead and get started?
Yeah.
yeah.
Welcome, everyone, to the internet's best show, Radish.
Wow.
What if that became our new tagline? I think that there's some meat on that bone.
No one could refute it.
No one could, because no one's watching.
No.
I think most people could.
If someone refuted it, we'd just be like, cool, thanks.
Thanks for the view.
Thanks for listening for the first couple minutes.
This is episode 239 of Baker's 238. I'm your host this week, Will. We're joined with a very special guest, the one and only Zelda influencer, which I know you do other stuff, but just recently you've been on a real Zelda kick. So that's what we're advertising you as, Bran.
Sure.
Bran,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you want to introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, what you do, your favorite Sailor Scout.
Favorite color and the deodorant brand that you use.
Sure. Okay. I'm Brannon Hoff. What I do is I work in sales and I hate it. Who I am an enigma. And favorite Sailor Scout, Sailor Mercury, and favorite colors green, and deodorant I typically use is Old Spice. There's like a wood one. It smells like pine trees. I don't know. I like it.
Oh.
All correct answers.
Sandalwood or something.
You can stay.
Dinged all the bells.
Yeah. Who else
Just
is
for
here?
you, Sean.
I ding none of the bells. I'm Sean.
Yeah. And I carol the bells. I'm Tyler Elefunk.
Tyler Quasimodo rings the bells.
Damn. I haven't seen that movie since
What movie?
late 90s, man. 97, great year. Great year. for
American
film.
Pie?
Yeah.
We got a fun show tonight. We're gonna talk a lot about video games, new ones that aren't out yet, shows that are based on video games, and then we're gonna for our final segment here. I have a list of infamous video game rumors, urban legends, cheats, hacks, things you heard on the playground from your uncle who works at Nintendo, and I'm gonna quiz y'all of whether they were.
My uncle was always hanging out on the playground. That's why he's not allowed near schools any longer.
He was on his lunch from Nintendo. A segment I'm calling GameFAQ or GameCRAQ. Thank you. It took me a long time. First of all, it was Konami or Capcom, but that really you have to know which one's the good one for that joke to land. So we're gonna go over those.
It's Capcom, right?
It's Capcom's the good one, yes.
Okay.
But first of all, we got bigger things to talk about. Good news this week. We got a couple of things. Most importantly, Sean, you're probably going to talk about this at some point, so I figured I as well bring it in. Brendan Fraser has won an Academy Award for Best Actor.
Yay.
Our boy.
Very excited for him. My happiest moment last night was hearing people pronounce his last name right. For some reason, people keep putting an I in his last name. It's not there. It's Fraser. It's a soft S. It's not a sh. It's great. But yeah, haven't seen The Whale yet. And I don't think I've seen a single haven't seen a single positive review for it, but I am a big Darren Aronofsky fan. So the moment I can watch it, I will, and I'll relate to you all how I feel about it. But yeah, psyched for it. He was, seeing like all of the acting awards last night. They were just like they were so touching. They were historic. It was great.
Yep. Truly it was. I think the Brendan Fraser Award was probably for his career. It was one of the career Oscars.
His lifetime achievement for Encino Man.
I think if
Great
we're looking
movie.
at
People were making fun of that movie last night. Encino Man is fantastic.
Hey, 2 of the 4 cast members have an Oscar as of last night, and I'm surprised Sean Astin doesn't.
Oh yeah. Well,
does not
well
doesn't.
neither does does Pauly Shore?
Pauly Shore doesn't, but I thought
Pauly
Sean
Shore was
Astin
snubbed for
maybe,
Pinocchio.
Father.
I feel like Sean Astin has at least been nominated.
Yeah, he has not been nominated for an Oscar. I checked.
No, really?
Oh wait, no, he
Oh,
was nominated
yeah.
for an Oscar. It wasn't for Lord of the Rings though.
Was it Rudy?
No,
Oh,
Was it Jerry?
it was Jerry.
I don't know.
Encino Man.
He was nominated for an Oscar for Best Short Film
oh,
That's
in
not
1995. So yeah, doesn't count. But Pauly Shore's still
If we're
last.
talking about, if we're talking Sean Astin, I think that's all the films he's in are technically short films.
Oh.
He's like
Get
6'2".
negativity out of here.
He's not.
He's 6'2". Everyone
I
around him
know
is
the
just really
height
big.
of all the Seans. I'm taller than Sean Astin.
He knows. He checked.
Yeah.
Have
Taller
y'all
than
been
Sean Astin, I'm taller than Sean Penn.
Have y'all been following r Save Brennan on Twitter or on Reddit?
No.
Well,
So-
I know
Love
of
it,
them. I know of their work.
They started a Brendan Fraser rescue campaign, shall we say, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And when he came out in that like FX show like 4 years ago that I don't think anyone watched, it was like the happiest day you'd ever seen. All of these weird people being like, Brendan Fraser's in a TV show. And last night when he won an Oscar, I think they're legitimately going to shut the sub down because they're
Yeah,
like,
they did it.
mission accomplished. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor. What else can we do? They're 100% taking credit for it. They say that they're responsible for his meteoric rise. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him.
You love to see it.
Similar with I think Ki Hui Kwan. I think they're both about to get like a lot more like serious, more prestige roles and like stuff that we'll be happy to see him in again. And I'm excited for that for them.
We're finally getting both of them in Eternals too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when because Barry Keoghan, he was up for supporting actor, and I think that's where he's going to get his Oscar, is as Druig in Eternals too.
Yeah. Eternals got snubbed last night.
It
You
did,
hate to see it.
especially considering it came out 2 years ago and it had 2 years to be able to make it into the Oscars.
Yeah. When I see a movie, I don't want to watch The Whale or Tar. I want to see my friends Kingo, Fastos, Sprite,
Druig.
Droig.
That's great.
It sounds like I made up at least one of those. I didn't. Those are all actual characters in the Eternals.
I'm
all
actually
actual
shocked you
names.
remembered 3 of them.
Of course,
Honestly,
Star Fox.
I tried to forget as much of that movie as I could after I watched it.
That was
It's like
that was the goal of the movie. It was.
It's like if we hear about the Daniels going on to direct the next fucking I don't know whatever next Marvel project there is to come out, because like Chloe Zhao directed Nomadland, that won an Oscar, and Marvel's like, cool, we got her, and then
it was an interesting idea. You'd have to at least admit that. Like, what
Yeah.
if Chloe Zhao made a Marvel film? She did. And
She did.
Which proves that it's
And
not the
y'all complain.
director's fault.
sure isn't. The movie
Oh.
was pretty, but oh boy.
Mhm.
I was looking up because Ki Hui Kwan is in. I saw he was going to be in The Electric State, a movie based on the Simon Stålenhag
Oh, sick.
books, and I was like, oh, they're making a movie off this. And I looked up the cast. The Electric State is
What is
written
the
and
movie
directed
about,
by
or what is it
Joe.
about?
It's like an art book about like the
Oh,
future.
the one about like wandering in
Yeah.
land of the post-war.
They did.
Okay.
Amazon did Tales from the Loop, which was really good, which I will plug again.
same kind of thing. But
Yeah.
The Electric State is written and directed by Joe and Anthony Russo, starring Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt. And I was like,
Oh no!
Everyone's favorites.
2024 movie.
I'll try it. I'll give it a shot.
It's a real monkey paw situation, because it sounded like initially that Will was really excited for it, but then
I read it.
Those are all.
The algorithm made this.
I completely understand the prejudices, but those are all people that I'll watch in a project if it sounds interesting. Maybe not all together, but
did you see The Gray Man?
No. Future father-in-law keeps saying y'all should watch it, and we have deprioritized it. It's on the back burner.
It was described to me as 100 minutes long. It's a movie.
Oh man.
In non inside Hollywood news, one or two murders of crows is currently running the Denver uptown neighborhood. They have moved in. Tyler, I think you might be related to this. They said it's not sure if it's one murder of crows or two murders of crows that are taking up the blocks, but they have completely defecated all over the entire neighborhood in cars and sidewalk, and
that's not shocking.
They can't get rid of them.
Have you guys ever been in a flock of hundreds of crows? Like, I'm not talking like, whoa, that's a lot of crows. I'm like talking about like there is a biblical event happening outside of our window right now. Have you ever? Has it? No.
No.
It's
I feel like, funny enough, I was in your current home state at the time, Tyler, and
Arizona?
I feel like, yeah, and I feel like I saw a lot of crows at once.
So there's a difference between whoa, that's a lot of crows, and whoa, they might be coming down my chimney. Like it's a thing that happens. So I guess when a whole bunch of adolescent male crows don't have people to not people but other crows to hang out with, they all start coalescing at the end of the day, and then that's when you can get a thousands and thousands of crows situation.
There are tens of thousands in Denver right now.
Okay, so this is advanced.
This is
advanced.
This is murder in the second degree.
There's nothing you can do about it. They're too smart.
They've interviewed this person.
Just one guy in North Denver.
His name's Dave
Only
Burdick.
one left.
Look, that's not his real name, Dave Burdick. And they've credited him as Dave Burdick, a bird guy in Denver.
He's just some guy that likes birds.
Or he's part bird.
Yeah, he's the reason they're there.
Yeah, they've come for him and his seed. Like, it's a bird thing. It doesn't have to be sexual.
What? Yeah. What? Did they say what they're planning on doing in the situation? I mean,
birds?
I think they're just kind of playing the long game. They said they've taken kind of a hands-off approach, and then they will disperse as it warms up. But not putting any food out to not encourage the crows to stay any longer than need be.
Wow.
I feel like if you're at that point of crows, a scarecrow or two, not gonna cut it.
No.
They're gonna get smart. They're gonna wise up. So I don't know, guys. I think that's pretty. That guy's over in the field. He's fine.
He's outstanding in his field.
Move.
When you're among thousands of brethren, you get a little brave. I think it's going to take a little bit more than a scarecrow.
Yeah.
At least 10.
Yeah, at least.
Do you put them in like a circle, like they're talking, like they're conspiring, or do you have them like pointing at the crows or something? Like what?
Have them laughing at the crows, like doing like a hand over mouth thing to make them feel like a little inadequate, and maybe they need to leave.
Loading a gun.
I think, yeah, one's like holding a rake up.
Yeah. Crows notoriously hate rakes.
They love when the leaves are all spread around.
Show me a crow that loves a rake.
I'll show you thousands.
Tyler has long said that his last words on this mortal coil are going to be, "I'll live on through the crows," and I'm just picturing this happening outside of your visitation and just everyone sobbing and crying and screaming.
And anyone who's not there, I'll look up in the sky and see crows go by and go, "It was time. It happened."
And
Tyler.
from the other end of the country, a woman in Boca Raton who went to
Hey, that's where I was born. We're
Yep.
going from death to life.
the Omega to the Alpha.
We're learning that all the news stories this week somehow concern places where Tyler has lived. So
Crows told me.
So this woman who Tyler probably knows, who showed up at the Boca Raton Planning and Zoning Board meeting, gave her name as Ashley Cream. Very I don't think it's her real name. It might be, but she requested that March 10th, Mario Day of all days, be designated as Sugar Daddy and Mommy Appreciation Day.
Did it pass?
I don't know. She said, sugar daddies, both gay and straight, and sugar mommies, very equal opportunist here, very progressive, are responsible for college educations, homes, cars, rent, jets, and the occasional body enhancement, but not me. I'm all natural. She said that. She said that. Ashley Cream.
Boca Raton, of course she said that.
She said that Florida has the largest per capita population of sugar daddies in the U.S.
Hell yeah, we do.
I could see it.
So Miami, Palm Beach, and Boca have the most concentrated populace of these aged benefactors. Really eloquently put for Ashley Cream, who's there for the sugar daddy.
Yeah.
And she said it would benefit the local economy. And then they said, "Thank you. This is more of a city council issue. This is zoning and planning." Like
You're in the wrong room. Oh.
This is if you wanted a certain park or monument raised for sugar daddies and mommies, this is where you go. Did she indicate whether she was a recipient or a was she giving the sugar or receiving the sugar?
I think she's just recognizing the sugar.
yeah, I think this game recognized
I like
game.
that. I support that. Yeah.
Dang, I need to get myself to South Beach.
You gotta look
Tyler's
at
going home.
you gotta look at what she's wearing. I'll post this in the chat too. She's really gussied up
picture
for the Boca Raton planning. She's probably the best dressed person at the Boca Raton.
It sounded like it was going so well. Poet laureate Ashley Cream in there, spinning big words.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Turns out she was in the wrong room.
She looks like Max
wow.
Headroom's like girlfriend. It's
Ashley Cream.
she's got a very cyberpunk aesthetic.
Yeah,
with the,
it's very, very of the future.
I want her sunglasses.
they're cool.
I support it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Radish, right here at Radish, it's lit.
Yeah.
It's lit.
It's lit.
I like that the planning and zoning board is probably going over like, where Popeyes is going to go or something like that. And she's just like, sugar daddies.
They should have at least made a sugar daddy roundabout or something like that, since she went through all the effort.
Yeah.
They could have at least forwarded her response or something. Like, just
A new
transferred her
elementary
call.
school. Yeah.
I bet there was an orthodontist on the board, and they were like, "No, absolutely no sugar daddies."
Fuck out of here, Sean.
Cool. We're gonna talk about good stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who got
Yeah.
good stuff this week?
I do. I'll go really quick because mine came out literally today, and it's all I've been listening to since it came out. Are y'all familiar with the term, or the person, I should say, long beef patty?
Lean beef patty.
Lean beef patty. Long beef patty.
Is long beef patty available though?
That was her great uncle who was a pirate.
That's an alt that I use on the internet.
So the first single off of the upcoming Danny Brown and JPEG Mafia collab album came out today. Named after Lean Beef Patty, who is a described as a female fitness and bodybuilding TikToker, YouTuber, Instagram influencer, and Twitch streamer. The new thing that she also is love of my life. I fell in love with this woman because of this song, and I hope to one day tell her that. So this is the first album or song off of the album "Scaring the Hose" Volume 1. It's coming out next Friday, which is really great because it implies that there's going to be a "Scaring the Hose" Volume 2. Which is probably going to be equally great. Danny Brown also said on his podcast he's coming out with 3 projects this year, which, as a 30-something white or almost 30-something white podcaster, I'm super excited for.
Yeah.
All of us here like a 90-minute movie. How about a song that's roughly 90 seconds? Because that's how long this song is. I'm about it. This song goes off. The first line is first off, fuck Elon Musk. Which
Hell yeah.
Every song should start with that.
It's implied.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. JPEG Mafia takes the first verse, has hilarious one-liners, references Hulk Hogan, Iron Sheik, has a Kyle Rittenhouse line that's just great. We like JPEG Mafia on this podcast. I don't know if you guys have gone and listened to some of his other songs, but he's great. He's on Danny Brown's label. And then you got Danny Brown coming in rapping about doing drugs. Classic Danny. It was produced by JPEG Mafia. The beat is what I would describe as frantic. And it kind of gives me Atrocity Exhibition vibes, which I'm all about. One of my favorite albums. And the music video is fun, too. It's literally just them running around in the woods. So check it out. That's Lean Beef Patty. Yeah, JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown. I'm probably going to be talking about the album here pretty soon, as it's coming out next Friday. So, great song.
I'll co-sign Tyler's. It fucking goes. It whips. The production's great. Everything. I've never listened to a Peggy song that I didn't enjoy.
Agreed.
Oh, Peggy is JPEG Mafia.
Yeah.
Boah. I can go real quick because I have another upcoming one that is kind of a review in progress. This past Friday, the Resident Evil 4 demo came out. If you have a PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. For those of you who don't know, Resident Evil 2 is like my second favorite game of all time. It's absolutely incredible. It's a masterpiece. I've played 4 a couple of years ago, and I think like it's probably more fun, but like it's also a GameCube game, so like it hasn't really aged as well as 2. And I was like, man, if they remade this in the style of 2, it'd be like the best game ever. And they did do that. And everything you can tell from the trailers, it's going to be a fully one-to-one, well, not one-to-one, like they've added stuff to it, remake of 4. It has absolutely beautiful gameplay, and it's got all the cheesy old, like, the suplexes and the roundhouse kicks on zombies, and it's just an absolute blast. And I played through it on Friday, the first level, and just had the best time, and I'm really excited. So review in progress, Resident Evil 4, probably going to be the Ratty for Game of the Year for me. I know Zelda's coming out, I'm really sorry. But it looks incredible. Like go play it right now. There's no time. You can play it over and over and over again, and just fight the guys in the town hall. But it's the town center. It's so good though.
What's the street date for the game itself?
March 24th, I think.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming really soon, and I didn't realize it was coming as soon as it was. I knew it was coming this year. I started playing Resident Evil 4 like a couple of years ago on my Switch. I didn't get super far into it, so I'm very excited to I know what happens. I watched a friend play it like way back in the day on GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to play the demo and actually play the game on, I don't know, one of our white consoles that we have over here, PS5, Xbox, one of them. I don't know, but it looks incredible, and yeah, I'm excited to check it out too.
Yeah, if any of you stream that, I'm all in. It's still too spooky for me, but I'll absolutely watch someone play that.
4 is where it took the jump from horror to John Carpenter movie too. You're literally going into Europe to save the president's daughter. and
Amazing.
yeah, it's so good.
I've got one last quick one. Speaking of going into Europe to save the president's daughter, what if you went into Middle America to save the potentially last remaining immune person to a bunch of fungi zombies? Have y'all watched The Last of Us yet?
How fun we talking?
Oh yeah. Oh
pretty
yeah.
good.
I went to the movie theater to get some popcorn to watch this freaking show.
Did you really?
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I ordered it.
How close do you live to the movie theater?
I mean, I just ordered it through the app. I drove to the nearest movie theater and said, "Hey, I'm here to pick up my popcorn."
Yeah,
And they said, "Sounds good."
What's the ETA that's going to determine how much you love this series?
Well, no, doesn't it stay hot on the way home?
Yeah, it's like a 10-minute drive. It's fine.
Damn,
Like
you love
Is
this.
it
then.
okay?
That's awesome.
I guess I could.
I didn't know that you could do that. I live.
listen,
about
we live
10
in a
minutes.
post-COVID world. Anything is possible.
That's true.
You can go to Chuck E. Cheese and get takeaway. You can see-
I bet if I trained enough of those crows, they can each bring me a kernel of popcorn that they find and construct a whole box for free.
Does it come with a lid? Or no?
Nah, man.
You just
So,
gotta balance
okay.
in the car seat.
Okay, so here's what I did is, all right, so for the year of 2023, the local movie theater, you can buy a bucket for $25, and then
Okay.
afterwards
It's just a
you
metal
pay
bucket from out
$4.50.
back.
You pay $4.50 to bring the bucket back, and they put new. Obviously, you wash the bucket. You're not just
No.
like,
Sure.
you don't have
Slurp
to.
in
No,
this
they don't
bucket.
have to.
It's like
they're not making you. They're
No.
not
It's like one of
checking.
those skillets. It cooks in. It's
Yeah,
called
exactly.
seasoning. It's called
Yeah.
seasoning. You don't wash it.
yeah, cast iron bucket. Yeah, and then you just take it back, and I don't know. It's been beneficial.
And if the
It's
movie
good.
gets scary, you can wear it.
It's true.
In one of the houses that I lived in college, one of the people, well, I won't even call him a friend. One of the guys that was around, worked at. He like managed like a Regal, and one day he came over with a garbage bag. We were like, "Dude, what's in the bag?" And he opened it up. It was movie theater popcorn. He emptied it all into a garbage bag. I get the appeal of it. That night was glorious. So I'm gonna look this up.
Popcorn, it falls off quickly when it's not hot though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that like it? I guess if it's
Nah, it kept its heat relatively warm. It's not like
it's a thermal bucket.
It's like,
Well,
it's like a Yeti
it's a
cooler.
thermal. Listen, it's a thermal bucket in my heart. You know. Listen, country girls make do. You gotta just do what you gotta do. You know.
Did you get the butter on it? Because
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Wow. I
Did
feel
you
like
have
that
to pass the
especially.
ticket taker, or did you just go right to the concession?
I just went to the concession. Sometimes there'll be a ticket taker there, and they'll just be like, "Oh, I'm just here to pick up."
I'm just here to
food."
pick up popcorn.
I'm here for
Yeah.
the corn.
And you just go in the
And
movie.
they're like, "All right."
No movies for me, please. I need the popcorn. Wow.
Dining in.
Amazing.
The thing is that theater has like a whole you can get like a burger and some like side
sick.
stuff.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
it's
You ever seen someone?
For those though?
Yeah.
You ever seen
Yeah.
someone order food to a movie theater seat at a movie that they shouldn't be ordering food to?
I ordered
Like-
chicken tenders to women talking. Where's my egg roll?
In high school, we saw. I think it was like The Force Awakens. It's probably in like early college.
High school. Oh,
College.
Yeah.
It was a while ago. It was when The Force Awakens came out. It was that or like one of the later Harry Potters. And it was at like 11 in the morning on a Saturday. And the lady in front of us ordered Brussels sprouts. And
oh no!
for
Why would you do that?
what was still effectively breakfast, we got this giant
Brussels
platter of garlic Brussels sprouts at 11 in the. She's probably dead. Like this person.
She peed her life away. after seeing Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and
Yeah, it's
eating Brussels sprouts. I mean, honestly, if it takes place in England, I want some of that English cuisine. In order to get that, I'm gonna have to get that real, just sour, gross, vinegary stuff. So I stand behind that.
Jam.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean.
I remember I ordered like a wrap or chicken tenders when I was watching Avatar for the second time, and I couldn't see shit. I was going everywhere. I was like, I just like I had to use my fingers. It wasn't good.
I thought you meant like
no one's watching.
I thought you meant like you ordered the chicken tenders and then you couldn't see the movie. Like you were just like so blinded.
There's too many tenders.
You're just so blinded by the steam coming up from the tenders.
They brought me a stack of tenders that blocked my view, and when I was just raising up my arms and just frustration, the guy was already out of the theater. I was like, I guess I got to get through these.
He dumped him in your lap. Sorry, it's not in packets.
Just gotta say, if you want the Caesar chicken wrap from AMC, you gotta experience it in the 3D IMAX glasses. It's the best way. It's delicious.
I love to pay
Dolby Cinema.
$17 for a snack that I can eat in the dark.
What idea was that? We're gonna serve you full meals, pitch black.
No, terrible idea. Honestly, terrible idea. And there's just things you know not to order in a movie theater.
Your fingers are going right in the honey mustard.
Exactly.
You know they are.
I went the first Knives Out film. I went with someone to one of those dine-in theaters, and they ordered a salad. And I knew when they said salad, I was like, no, it's not going to work out. And it didn't. It was like wet paper that came, and it was terrible. It's just like, no, go to a movie theater, get popcorn, or get nachos. If you're that hungry, get the nachos. But Brussels sprouts, come on.
So yeah, Last of Us just ended on HBO. It's pretty good. I'd watch
Okay,
it.
cool. I'll check it out. No, I've seen. I'm like a quarter of the way through. It is so. I was talking about with the guys about it beforehand. It is so sad. Every episode is so sad.
Something about this show called The Last of Us is really bumming me out. I don't know what it is.
The way I think about it, if you watch the show, there's actually several more people. So it's not really The Last of Us. It's about like
It's more Among
the
Us.
remainder. Yeah, it's more of like there are still some among us. So it's not that sad.
You guys think they're gonna make an Among Us show?
I'm surprised they haven't already.
It's in development. It's gonna happen.
It's gotta
100%.
be with the Five Nights at
Yeah.
Freddy's movie shooting right now.
I think it's the mole.
I mean, yeah, but
It could be.
If you did the mole with like fourth graders and put that on Cartoon Network, then you'd have the Among Us show.
Dun 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 dun
great.
dun 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 dun. Brian, what have you brought for us today?
A bucket of popcorn.
Look into your
I'm
seats.
sorry. Just the fact that Will called me Brian just like caught me way off guard.
I said Brian.
I heard Brian.
I heard Brian.
I think if my voice cracked talking about Among Us.
It does that.
I just have a few kind of quick lightning round stuff that I just want to mention real quick. Fire Emblem Engage. Been playing that a lot recently. Basically, if you like Fire Emblem Awakening, this is more within that flavor of Fire Emblem. Just a really good kind of classic Fire Emblem experience, in my opinion. I'm about halfway through. I keep getting sidetracked by playing Zelda. Even though I say I would take a break, I immediately started Twilight Princess right away. But whatever. But it's a good game, and I definitely want to finish it. I just like I said, I keep getting sidetracked.
I'm 100% with you there. If I can, I'm sorry. I know you said lightning round.
Interject.
I just finished Engage over the weekend.
Congrats.
Thank you. I was I was in your boat where it was like every little game or thing that came out distracted me from this game. Like I was ready to put Fire Emblem Engage down and do something else, which to me was like an indicator that, I mean, for me, my first we talked about on your podcast. My first Fire Emblem game was Three Houses. So, and that is so far different than all of the other Fire Emblem games. It's such a departure from, what the, you know, how the plot is, where you're going through all these different lands and picking up people along the way and stuff like that. And I think that's what kind of did me the disservice. Still a fantastic game, and like you said, I think it's like Awakening 3.0. Honestly, like it took a lot of the great things from Three Houses, a lot of the great things from Awakening. But yeah, like you said, it was an easy game for me to put down and walk away from, which I don't know, for better or for worse.
Yeah, but you beat it, so
I
that's
beat it.
good. You're better than me, because I got it day of and I still haven't beat it. I just want to bring up real quick, as finally as a 33-year-old man, I was able to experience Disney World for the first time. I went to Florida, and I finally went to Hollywood Studios. Just want to say, fantastic park. Had a great time. Spent way too much money on food and getting lightning lane passes. But man, I had to ride Tower of Terror twice.
Oh yeah.
And I lucked out. I got to ride a couple rides twice, and I was able to ride Rise of the Resistance, the Ronto wrap, which is this like hot dog in a wrap with like different sauces and cabbages. It's so fucking good. It was one of the best things I ate while I was there. I don't know.
I thought you were saying you rode a ride called the Ronto wrap, and I'm like,
Oh,
that
no.
wasn't a park
No.
man. That's not an official ride.
It cost $25 and it was in a car.
Yeah,
That was
it
just
was
a
in a car.
guy. Harry, that was a Florida project, kind of just like,
No.
grab you around the Ronto wrap.
No, that's like I mean, if you did go just to ride the sky fucking cars or whatever to get to your hotel, then that would just be it. But no, I went to this cantina and
what?
Sean's face when you said Sky Car.
You talking about the monorail?
no,
talking
not the monorail.
There's like
It's
sky
their-
buckets now that go from the hotels
Yeah.
to the parks.
We got
Yeah.
cast iron buckets and sky buckets. This is
That's
amazing,
right.
man.
I went to the cantina and paid entirely too much money for a really exceptionally good alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know, man. I was never not like a person who was like down on Disney or anything, but like just going there, like I get it, I finally get it. And definitely can't wait to go back and like experience a different park and just, I don't know. I had a really good time. Sean, you already mentioned it, but I just want to say Last of Us, great show. Have any of you played the game?
Scares me too much.
I have.
Okay, Will, you've played the game. How do you think it compares to the game? Because I feel like they did a pretty good job of mostly sticking to the big story beats that the game had. Like, how do you think it compares?
Finished the show, but from what I've seen so far, I think it's pretty spot on. Like I've seen some like side by sides that are like Joel's blocking in the scene is the same as his animation in the game, like when he's like asleep and stuff. And they've done a pretty like the DLC was adapted into an episode, I understand, and like they added a bunch of stuff for some of the characters, and it seems to go above and beyond what they need to do.
Yeah, it's really good. I really I don't know. Overall, I'm satisfied. I'm so glad that there's a second season of it, which is gonna be buck wild, especially for people who have never played part 2 and don't know anything about it.
Offline. I'm gonna be logged off by that point. Ooh, baby.
Probably for the best, especially like if you like legit do not know anything, like and have coming into it spoiler free. Like, please keep yourself as not spoiled as possible, because like, oh boy, does some things happen. And then the last thing I just want to mention real quick. I know you guys said you had some potential Zelda questions, but I've been playing Zelda. Surprise, surprise! It's still good. It's great. I love it. Super excited for Tears of the Kingdom. I took a whole week off to play it, so
hell yeah.
I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's all I really got. That's just I've been gaming, and otherwise, when I'm not gaming, I'm being a father. So that's about it.
Two most noble occupations. So your Zelda quest here, pun intended. You bravely did Minish Cap, right? Because you finished that
Yeah,
one.
that was the first one that I completed was Minish Cap.
And thank you for your
And then
sacrifice.
a week later they announced it. They announced it coming to the Nintendo Switch Online service, which, I mean, that's awesome for a lot of people, but for me, I was like, I had to emulate that game. You sons
Just
of
finished
bitches.
it.
What was it originally on?
Game Boy Advance.
Oh.
If I followed your street, you've done Minish Cap, you've done Majora, you've done Link to the Past.
So I've done Minish Cap. I did Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and I'm currently working through Twilight Princess right now.
Cool. Yeah, that's a lot of game. Have you considered picking a shorter series?
I thought about it, and now that, like, as time goes on, like, I realize, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through all these fucking games by the time that Tears of the Kingdom comes out. But that's the thing is, I only selected like 12 total. I'm not doing the entire
Only
series.
12
There's,
Zelda games.
But I mean, so far it's going pretty well. I think, you know, like I said, I'm pretty close to beating Twilight Princess at this point, and then I'll be number 4, and then
Spirit Track's next, right?
Hell
oh,
yeah.
no, that one I'm not playing that one. I'm not playing Phantom Hourglass. Those games are fine, but if I had to like rank the Zelda games, those would be on the lower end of it. But no, Wind Waker, and then that'll be like the last of the 3D Zeldas that I'm gonna play. So I think that like getting through the like top-down 2D style ones are gonna be a little bit like easier and like little like quicker, because it's not as like a big undertaking, say, as like a Wind Waker or a Twilight Princess or
For sure.
The 2D
Ocarina of
ones,
Time.
So like the ones from like Super Nintendo and stuff like that.
Yeah, like
In the
like a Link.
timeline, those come after Wind Waker and all of the games that you played already.
So with the timeline, I feel like a fucking nerd. With the timeline,
You're in the right show for this.
Yeah, what are you doing talking about video games on this podcast, Brent? Jeez.
it's like I've done this before or something. Yeah, so the timeline, it splits at Ocarina of Time, and I ran these polls that were very like pick a number type thing, and there's 3 splits in the timeline, and one of them's the child timeline, and that goes into Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and then Four Swords Adventures. I'm not playing Four Swords Adventures, but I'm currently on Twilight Princess. So then Wind Waker, and then Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, just doing Wind Waker. And then the other one is if Link dies at Ganon in Ocarina of Time, it creates this third timeline split, which is basically all the top-down 2D Zeldas, and it starts with A Link to the Past. So once I finish Wind Waker, then I'll do A Link to the Past, and I'm excited to kind of revisit those because it's been like years since I've played through a lot of those. I am dreading playing through Zelda 2. That was one of the like aside from Dark Souls, Zelda 2 was one of the hardest games I ever played, and that was playing it on my 3DS with save states. So even just playing with save states, like that game was still fucking hard.
Wow.
We'll see how that goes, but that's supposed to be the very last game that I play, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see if by May we'll see. I don't know. I'll see if I get there, and if I don't, it's fine. Not a huge deal. I've been enjoying myself for the most part.
You're making great pace so far. So I mean,
Yeah.
At this pace, you can do
Trying-
Spirit Tracks.
Trying to. Yeah. Oh yeah. At this pace, I could. I mean, I think that's the thing too. Is like I feel like any kind of downtime that I've taken has like been with just playing like Zelda, like, or like even like if I take like a 30-minute lunch, like I'd get like 30 minutes in just to play it. So I think that's what's making the process faster. Same with like just having the Switch, you know. I was able to play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask like portable that way. Although my personal opinion, I think the 3DS versions are better. But
Agreed.
yeah, but yeah, it's all Zelda all the time, baby. Just, you know, live, laugh, Zelda.
And what's your Twitch handle? Is it Mythum?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean I've been streaming on Twitch. It's MYTHEMIM named after that tobacco song from the album. Hot, wet, and sassy. So you can, if you, I'm not saying I'm trying to go for Twitch affiliate, but I am 31 followers away from that. So
Ooh.
if you're
So
listening
you
to
should.
this and
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you wanna get me there, that's fine. I think I've checked all the other boxes to get it. I think that's the only one I need left is that one and an average of three viewers or more.
Hey, if we can do it at Radish, then you could certainly do it.
Yeah. We will
Yeah,
put that
so-
out. Signal boost. Get
Yeah,
Mythimum to.
all you
affiliate.
Radishers listening right now.
Yeah. Radishers, get your
Yeah, man.
subscriptions or whatever. And then I just post the replays on YouTube. Same handle, youtube.com/mythimim. If you just want to hear me, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty chill experience for the most part. I talk, but not too much. I just kind of play the game and just hang out. It's just a good time. I'm not like. The intention behind this is just like this is just fun for me. Like I just like to do it. Like with any kind of creative project that I do, it's like my intention is never to like I'm pushing for big numbers or I'm trying to get I'm trying to create content. Nah, I'm just doing it because it just seems fun to me and people seem to be responding well to it. So that's cool.
They're
It'd be
fun.
funnier
They're,
if you hated it. Like it was just like every moment was just searing pain for you, but you're still playing through all the Legend of Zelda series.
I feel like when I get to some of that's the thing too is like playing through Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I talked about this on my podcast. I'm doing this like little mini series. I'm just gonna do a quick little plug here, called The Legend of Zelda Reflections. I'm just like kind of talking with myself, which is kind of weird, but it's like it's nice to kind of just sit there and like think about like my thoughts of like the game that I just experienced and like especially with like revisiting especially some of the older ones, it's like realizing that hey, some of these games haven't aged as well as like people probably remember them being. Like, so especially like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I loved both those games. I still think that they're great, but they definitely have their problems. Which
Just like content wise or just like
not
game
content.
mechanics?
It's more game. It's all mechanical. Like content wise, content's great. I think like from a story standpoint, they're good. Music standpoint, they're great. It just comes down to like mechanics and like the N64. I think of all the like systems, I think really that 32, 64-bit era. Like if we're talking N64 or like Sony PlayStation, a lot of that stuff just hasn't really aged super well in the modern age, which is unfortunate because like at the time that those came out, it was like revolutionary and like changed the video game landscape. So it's like you don't want to harp on these like influential like games so much, but at the same time you have to recognize that like there's some mechanical issues with it, and
putting on the
that's just how it is, man.
Putting on the water boots in what was it in Majora's Mask? You have to like open the menu, and it's clunky.
Yeah, it's a little clunky. Which that's the thing too, is like a lot of that stuff is like quality of life like change. Like it's all mitigated in the 3DS remakes,
Right?
And so like that's stuff that you don't have to deal with. But
The notebook you get.
Yeah. It's just, but I'm enjoying it. I'm still having a really good time, and I don't know, if you like Zelda, come watch the stream. It's good, chill, good chill time.
Or if you hate Zelda, I think it'd be funny.
Yeah, you could do that too. I'll make you lose your mind.
So it's been a very video game heavy episode. Sorry to all the ladies listening. But I have some GameFAQ or GameCRAQ here. You can just say true or false also. And I have a bunch
No,
of
say GameFAQ or GameCRAQ.
I'm gonna say fact or crack.
Yeah.
lots of video game rumors, urban legends, lots of stuff you heard on the playground. We're gonna read them off, and you're gonna tell me true or false. I'm not gonna keep track of points because you're all winners in my heart. And Bran is the winner by playing all the Zelda games.
Oh, if I had known, I would have done it too.
No, you wouldn't.
It's never
All right.
too late.
That's true.
Number one, Street Fighter 2. There's a secret boss named Shin Long, who is available if you beat the hardest difficulty in the game.
Ooh, final boss.
I'll
Is he
say
tall?
true.
I'm gonna say crack.
I'm saying fact.
It is false. There is a screen in Street Fighter 2 that says you must defeat Shin Long. That is a translation error. And for years, people thought that Shin Long was some kind of hidden character. No, it was supposed to be. They mistranslated Shoryuken, and it came out with Shin Long. Number two,
See it.
in Banjo-Kazooie, there is a secret menu that is used for swapping unlockable items between Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie.
Wait,
I'm gonna say crack on that one. That seems too
going-
good to be true.
I'm going fact.
I'm going fack.
It is true. There is it's called the Stop and Swap, and it's not usable. It was cut from the game, but you can access it through speedrun tactics or whatever. And it was supposed to be if you unlocked things in Banjo-Tooie, like the skulls in Halo, basically, you could retroactively from your save file put them on Banjo-Kazooie, and this was cut. It was later put into the Xbox arcade versions of Banjo-Tooie and Nuts and Bolts. So they ended up going with this system, but you can find it on the base game, but you can't do anything with it. A classic here, Pokemon Red in Celadon City. If you move the truck, Mew is underneath it.
That is crack. That I know for sure.
That is straight crack.
Oh, it's
I don't
crack.
know for sure.
I do though. It's crack.
That's false. Yes, Mew is not under the truck. However, I think in some of the games they make references to it. In some of the later
Oh, do they?
games, yeah, I think
They have made references, and there is a way to get Mew via the early games, like through a glitch. Like it's not super complicated, but it's like there's like things that you have to do to do it, and you can even do it through the like virtual console stuff as well. And so Mew is gettable, just Mew is not under the truck.
How did like original players of the game get all 151 Pokemon, or was it?
I know this answer. It was a timed limited event where you could send off your copy of Pokemon Red and it would come back with Mew on it because they would basically go into the devs and pull it out. So it was like
cool.
It was a contest prize for Pokemon.
You could also, I remember, there was this theme park that was like 2.5 hours away from my hometown. Theme park was called Kentucky Kingdom. It's now Six Flags Kentucky Kingdom, and you could take your Game Boy there and trade, I think, for a Mew or maybe a Mewtwo. One of them. It was some Pokemon, but you could take it and get it like a special Pokemon.
I would
Those
pay
were the days.
$top. I would pay top dollar for someone to give me a Kentucky Kingdom Mew. I bet it's out there.
Nowadays, you could buy a Pokemon on Etsy. That's not a joke. They are there. You can buy the mythicals on Etsy. Let's see. Mario 64. After collecting all the stars, you can play as Luigi.
Crack.
It's crack, but L is real. So
Yeah, I know they just found the files like very recently. Luigi existed
yeah.
in the game, but
Yeah.
crack.
That's as everyone looked. Also, like Yoshi being on top of the castle was also. There's so much Mario 64 crap out there.
That's
Almost-
crack. I
almost
thought
on
I thought that was true.
Yoshi is on the roof. You have to get all the stars, and then all what happens. Yeah, he just gives you a bunch of extra lives.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I might get that mixed up with the Luigi one. Yes. Okay. The Yoshi one is true.
Okay.
There's also, if you on the N64 version of Mario 60 or the DS version, where you play as Yoshi. I believe he starts in the roof. It's like a nod to it.
Hmm.
All right, Resident Evil 2. If you open Albert Wesker's desk 50 times, you can find a photograph of Rebecca from Resident Evil 1 in a skimpy basketball outfit.
That's fact.
Fact.
I'm gonna say.
Sounds
I'm gonna
too
say.
specific.
I'm gonna say fact. I feel like that's something Capcom would do.
It is fact, and they
Eh.
made a high-res version for the remake.
Wow. Dang. Need to
50
look that up later.
times.
Thank
Uh,
you,
Are
Capcom.
you greeted with the same? Are you greeted with the loading screen every time, except it's a drawer opening, except a door?
No, it's just the check prompt.
Oh, sure.
In Link to the Past, there's a secret room called the Chris Houlihan room.
Crack.
Bran?
knows it.
I want to say fact. I feel like this is a thing. I know that there's a secret room that you can access, but I feel like this is. I think it's fact.
I'm going fact too.
Is fact. Chris Houlihan won a contest. Was immortalized by Nintendo by making a secret room you can only get to. They made it like a save state room where, like, if you fall through a pit and don't die, you end up in the Chris Houlihan room, and you can actually, through file massaging or whatever, you can end up with a prompt that says, "Welcome to the Chris Houlihan room. Don't tell anyone you're here," and you can get 45 rupees from the Chris Houlihan room.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Good to know.
Pokemon
Try and
Red.
access it.
Holding the down arrow and pressing B helps your catch rate.
Oh man, I know this is crack, but to this day you will find me pressing B and down every time. I gotta believe it's real, but I know that it's not. It's crack.
Crack.
Fact.
It's false. Somebody on GameFAQ, I think, did make a tryout on like 800 Pokemon, and they got slightly more by doing the down B thing. But that was also, I think, just because of probability. It wasn't going to be even. In GoldenEye, there is an unlockable to play as all of the James Bonds up till that point.
Crack.
Play as George Lazenby.
Go crack. Just because you said that.
I'm gonna say crack as well. I feel like that's not.
Crack. But a gaming magazine did post some pretty convincing screenshots of low poly Sean Connery and low poly Timothy Dalton.
Polygon.
Monster Hunter, petting the pig, Poogie, gets you better loot on your next run.
Fact.
I'm gonna
That's
say
gotta be
fact.
That's gotta be fact, yeah.
Crap. That is a
Oh no!
much like the down B. Players do it for good luck because they believe that you get better loot from your monster kills, but the pig does nothing. The pig does nothing. Got 2 from Metal Gear Solid 3 as we're wrapping up here. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. If you quit the game while Snake is in jail and reload the game, you'll have a secret dream level where you can fight zombies.
Fact.
I think that's fact.
Crack.
I think it's fact.
It is fact. It is a mini game called Guy Savage, where Snake is a dapper gentleman with 2 hook swords, and you fight policemen with hook swords who are zombies, and then you get to it by pausing the game when he's in prison, closing the game, reopening the game, and you'll be in his dream, in which case he wakes up and talks on the codec about having a dream about vampires. There's no rhyme or reason as to why this was included. It's just a completely hidden mini game that no one would ever find.
Amazing.
Also, Metal Gear Solid 3, the end, the boss, who's like an old sniper. If you quit the game, you turn your console clock 1 week forward and reload the game, he's dead from old age.
Fact.
I think that's fact as well.
All right, that's gotta be cracked.
That's fact.
What?
I've heard of that several times, man.
Yeah. I know that Hideo Kojima was like insane. He somehow wanted to make the boss like fight last 2 weeks or something, and then like Konami was like, "Come on, man, no, we can't, we can't do that." Like, they had to reel him in somehow, but
You can also
you
just
beat the game if you just fast forward a week. The final boss is dead.
he's not the final boss. He's like one of the middle ones, but he's like a
Oh,
super
He's
old
just
guy.
called the end.
He's like a really old guy, and he's hiding in like the bushes. And if you just like, you can put the game down and just come back 2 weeks later, and he'll be dead. As long as your console moves forward 2 weeks or whatever.
That's hilarious.
Choosing the pendant as your starting item in Dark Souls will give you a secret boost.
Crack.
I think it's crack.
Yeah. No helping in that game. Crack.
It is fake, but Miyazaki said in an interview that people who choose the pendant will have a better experience. Kind of as a joke, because it does nothing. It is just a thing to give you no buffs. But everyone got it thinking it was going to like ward off curses or like get you an in-game stat boost. Or it does nothing. Damn. And finally, Sonic the Hedgehog shoes you can find as a reward in Donkey Kong Country 2: Diddy's Kong Quest.
Oh man,
Fact.
So specific. I'm gonna say crack because
I'm gonna say. I don't know. What are you gonna say? Why are you saying crack, Tyler?
Repeat the question.
because they're not made by the same game developer. Like I would think maybe because at the time it was Rare, right? So I was.
It was Rare.
Yeah, I think it was like a Banjo Kazooie reference or something in the game. Is my
Well,
process.
in here's the thing: is there is an enemy. I don't know if it's in Donkey Kong Country 2 or 3, but one of them's like a blue hedgehog or kind of looks like one.
Oh.
I'm gonna say crack because this was way in the time that this was out. It was definitely Sega does what Nintendo don't. Like, you know, console wars were I'm gonna say crack. So yeah.
You're saying fake?
Yeah.
I put it in the chat. It is true.
No.
Oh wow, it is true.
I know
if
more
you-
about Sonic the Hedgehog.
If you get the completionist ending of Donkey Kong Country 2, with the 39 banana medals or whatever, you can get as a trophy. You can get Mario, Yoshi, or Diddy Kong, and then in the corner there is a trash can that says the No Hopers, and there is Sonic the Hedgehog shoes and Earthworm Jim's gun, which were the two competing
Oh man.
SNES platformers. So without explicitly breaking copyright law, there are references to Nintendo supremacy in the secret ending.
I just learned something new.
We aim for that on Radish. Thank you for joining us for episode 239. Brian, thank you so much.
Oh, happy to, as always to be here.
Brian.
Damn you, vile woman.
We love Family Guy.
We do.
Bran, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Brannon Hoff. That's where I post all my socials and links and stuff. You can also find me on the Indiesaurus Discord. If you go to indiesaurus.com/Discord, I believe is the link. You're able to get down with some cool dudes and have a real good time. That's where you can find me.
Sweet.
Come join the Discord. It is great.
The Discord is the most fun you could ever have on the internet's best show.
That is the truth.
I'm just going to make wild unclaimed claims today.
It is the world's only Discord server, so
I post
just keep that in mind.
John does.
It's not really an incentive. I've been Will. You can find me at Will from Radish. That's all I got. I'm not doing anything fun.
Sean, you can find me at Sean from Radish, Sean M. Barry on Letterboxd. I'm gonna try and watch RRR at some point soon because it looks like a blast.
I'm Tyler. You can find me online at Tyler from Radish on both Twitter and TikTok. If you're on TikTok, follow me there. Look for more TikTok friends and followers. You can find the podcast online at Radish Pod. The network is online at IndieSaurusNet. And yeah, like Bran said, join our Discord, indiesaurus.com/Discord. I do have a Tyler's question. It popped into my head. When Will was promoting the episode earlier, Will pulled up an old picture of the Gushers commercial where the people's heads turned into awful Gushers heads. And then Will also tweeted that if he ever ate a coconut Gushers, he'd kill 2 to 4 people. So I'm thinking to myself, what would be the worst Gusher flavor you could think of? With not bodily fluids, because I know the first thought that everybody had here.
Oyster.
Oyster, okay.
Hey, bone marrow.
Yeah, that's a good one.
God, I don't really know if I could top either of those. Like, without getting into bodily. Like, here's the thing, because like coconut to me is also nasty. Like, I would never want that. I would say like steak, a steak gusher. I feel like
Ribeye.
yeah.
I would
Shellfish.
Are you gonna go? Ooh.
Mine is if you bit into a gusher and it was the film of water that sits on top of yogurts before you stir it.
Oh,
God.
worst.
Goodbye, everyone.
The best
Goodbye.
Gusher would be brain, because then you get even smarter.